Courtenay-Alberni, we stretch from Nanu's Bay up to Courtenay, up to the Puntledge, from Bamfield up to Tofino. I personally think, I'm biased, but it's the most beautiful riding in Canada. We've got such amazing nature here that all of us get out and enjoy. One of the hats that I wear in my business life is I'm the executive producer of the Great Bear Rainforest IMAX film, which will be coming out next year. And like many conservatives, I care deeply about the environment. And many people in this room and in this riding, they care about clean air, clean water. They care about wild salmon. A lot of people ask me, what are we going to do? How are we going to fight climate change? These are issues we all want to deal with, and I would just love to get your thoughts on how our party is going to fight climate change.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all, again, talking about what motivates you to do it, obviously leaving a better quality of life for our children includes the environment in which they're going to grow themselves and raise their families. So we have to pass on that natural beauty, that natural patrimony that we've received ourselves, and give it to them in a better state than we ourselves found it. The Conservative Party has a fantastic record, a very proud record, going back decades of multiple governments, establishing key pieces of legislation to clean up our rivers, our air. It's the Acid Rain Treaty that the Conservative government signed in the 80s that cleaned up the Great Lakes to a large degree and stopped acid rain due to the industrial nature of the Golden Horseshoe, all that. The previous Conservative government spent a lot of resources on improving standards for wastewater. We toughened the regulations for what municipalities can put into our rivers and our lakes and our oceans, and then we partnered with them to help fund the upgrades. So we didn't just download them and tell them meet standards and then walk away. Not going to come as a surprise, we are going to repeal the carbon tax. The federal carbon tax will be job one. And we're not going to let the Liberals and other activists make the connection between the carbon tax and real reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. That is what they want people to believe. They want to believe that if we somehow do this, it'll reduce emissions in a meaningful way without affecting the economy. That is nonsense. We're currently working on our plan that will not include a carbon tax. It will include incentivizing individuals and businesses to reduce emissions by offering incentives. We can actually attract investment to Canada to take advantage of a more competitive environment, business environment that's linked to reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. And I'll use an example for you. When we extract our natural resources or develop or manufacture things in Canada where we have access to clean energy, to ethical energy sources, we can actually do more for global emissions by making sure that Canada is where some of that happens. A great example of this is the production of aluminum. It's a ratio of 17 to 2, so whatever that is, 8.5 to 1. 17 to 2 GHG is emitted when we produce aluminum in parts of Canada versus the same unit of production in China. So, for every 17 tons of CO2 that would be produced in China, to have the same unit of aluminum produced in Canada, we only emit 2. So there's an example of how we could reduce global emissions if we had more Canadian production of certain items, and we can be proud of that.